Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today y Mañana. I'm Alex. This is Xavier. We're very excited to have you joining us this morning, and it's a very special morning because we're going to have two really awesome guests.
Very awesome, right?
Very awesome,
Yeah.
that we love very much. We're going to be joined by...
We love very much. I mean, let's not get overboard.
Love them.
Why are we guests? We should also be hosts. You should just be four hosts today.
We are very excited to have Nickolas Urpí. He's the CMO, aka social media ninja of Emergent Financial Services, and Michael Urpí. He is a research analyst at
Like I always say, he's the guy that makes me look smart. Right?
He is. He's the guy. So every time
it's a very difficult job.
Oh,
see, I threw a nice curveball and I threw a softball
you set
at
that
him.
one up. You did set that one up.
It was T-ball.
He was good. He was good.
Exactly. We're really excited to be on the I Love CVille set this morning. And of course, we always love the people we're partnering with. Aqua CVille Hand Car Wash, one of our newest partners we're really excited about. And of course, always CVille Picnic, which is she's still doing some awesome picnics.
Wow. Even in the
here
winter,
in town.
this
I'm
is
still
great.
seeing, I see them, I think Darlene Boutique had one. So she's still doing the picnics and
Fantastic.
really neat places with fire pits. So it's amazing. And of course, partnering with Cristel Noel State Farm Agency, who was on the show last week. GBS Financial Services, our good friend Johan Torres. And of course, Vitae Spirits, who is joining us in spirit on the set.
I figure since Jerry's not here, we could just drink the whole bottle. He won't even
Exactly,
know.
he won't know.
He'll never see it.
He'll never know. He'll be like, what happened to my damn
He's
gin?
on his way now to make sure that's not
Hurry up.
happening. Yeah.
Of course, and as always, we're presented by Emergent Financial Service and represented by Emergent Financial Services here today. And we are partnering with Forward Adelante, the premier Latino networking group here in Charlottesville, Virginia. So, guys,
We're here.
We're here.
So just quickly,
America.
right? Just to get that out of the way, because the first 15 minutes has to be finance. So we'll just do a 5-second finance instead of 15 minutes. But the Christmas rally, the Santa rally, the whale rally. It's
been a little volatile this year.
It's true, but the S&P is up about almost 4%. The Dow is up. The Dow's been a little, but who does the Dow anyway these days? It's up about 2%. But all the other indices, right? They're up about 3-4% in December. And you say to yourself, well, only 3 or 4%. What's the big deal? Well, assuming that's only 1 month and it's only 22 days right now, right? But assuming 1 month, if you took that every single month for a year, that's like a 48% return or 36%. We'll take it, right?
It's amazing. This year, we still have not I looked it up, the S&P 500 has not declined by 5% at any point this year.
Well, I mean, the markets are up about 20%. I mean, across the board in different indices, right?
Exactly.
And it's just we've been so spoiled, right? Because we've had a huge Santa in the at the Fed, which just keeps pumping money left and right, which I'm happy for, right? Because why not? I mean, it's making the stock market go up, right?
Exactly.
So we've been so spoiled by all these returns that if the market goes up 1 or 2%, it's like, oh, what's going on? Why is the market down, right? As opposed to saying, sooner or later, it'd be nice to put some money in when the market's down a little, right?
Exactly. Always a good time. Oh, we have some viewers already.
Already.
Cristel Noel is watching us. She says, "Hi, the Urpís all together. Wow, where is the real boss? You know who she is. The real boss is behind the scenes. We all know who she is, but she's here in spirit as well. And we also have Elizabeth Miller from Montana is watching us this morning.
Oh, hello, Elizabeth.
All the way from Montana. Thank you for watching, Elizabeth.
I didn't know they even got reception all the way out there, did they?
They do. They have it, and they're watching us.
And they're watching. I got to be a good boy then.
Absolutely. No, I mean, it's so true, because you sit there and you want the opportunity to go in the market, but it's a lot more difficult to do when the market keeps going up, because then you have people that get nervous and sit there saying, well, is this a good time to invest? In other words, it keeps going up. Am I buying at a really high price? So sometimes you have these little dips, and it's say, you know what? This is it. This is your little opportunity
Absolutely.
to buy. And it's like I always say, I mean, I've gone back to it, but it's Christmas season, so I get to do my It's a Wonderful Life reference, which is the scene when Jimmy Stewart is running the bank and he says, Mr. Potter's not selling, Mr. Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicking and he's not.
That's right.
So you always want to play the markets like Mr. Potter. When the markets go down, you buy.
Exactly.
Great
Great advice for the Christmas season.
Mr. Potter.
Don't be Mr. Potter. You want to be very friendly and loving. Don't be mean
You
like
want to have
Mr.
George
Potter.
Bailey's personality, but Mr. Potter's business
Market
smarts.
sentiment. Exactly. Play the markets like Mr. Potter.
Sure. That's good. No, I
So
agree
that's
with
our
that.
market update.
Market update, which we
That's our
need to
market
have
update.
because
Which we need
it's
to have.
again
I mean, our
Christmas
first
spirit
segment-
and everything's good.
Exactly, and it is
You know?
the Santa. It's the
It
Santa
is
rally.
absolutely,
So
absolutely, yeah.
we're wearing
Just to
Santa
be
hats
fair,
around in
I
the
don't
Santa
call
rally.
it the whale rally. The investors call it the whale rally because the target date funds are whales.
Or
Yes,
whales.
yes.
They're so massive.
You would
I
call
like
it the,
the
you would call
Santa-
it the white whale rally, like the Moby Dick
The
rally,
Moby
right?
Dick rally, yeah.
The Moby Dick
'cause
rally.
You'll come and destroy your boat. No, that would be like when the market goes down. I'm like, this is so
is
bad.
Moby
It's
Dick.
not a bear market. It's
Yeah,
a Moby
this is
Dick
Moby
market.
Dick, revenge.
Moby
Total
Dick.
revenge. He's like, he is destroying your portfolio.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know we have a
Well,
couple things.
I actually have.
all right, what do you got?
Because
What do
I
you
know
got?
you guys are, I know you like Legos just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You kind of grew up with them, but it's not something you really, really like.
It's an adult thing.
But here's a question for you guys. I want to see if you know this, and you can all give me an answer because I'd really like to see who gets the closest. Because you might know the answer, I don't know. But so the first wheel was created 5,000 years ago, more or less, right? When did Lego create its first wheel?
The first Lego wheel?
Yeah, first Lego wheel.
You wrote that down?
Oh, you're trying to
I
cheat.
didn't.
No, 'cause
Although
you-
I haven't memorized at
The
this point, so it
first
doesn't matter.
Lego
You
wheel.
mean like a date? Like
Well, a
what
year,
Year.
yeah. It doesn't have to be the first date. Yeah.
When did Lego start? Lego started like in the 60s and 70s.
I think
didn't it?
60s and 70s,
So-
as wooden toys.
As
Actually.
wooden toys, yes,
Little wooden
I
toys,
know,
like the
but-
little rolling Dutch and stuff. But I'm gonna say the first Lego wheel was in the 80s. I'll say I'll have to pick a year here.
Yeah, pick a little. I mean, 80s is like 10 years.
1987.
All right.
1982.
I will go a little earlier and try to go like 1973.
Much close. 1961.
1960
First
Wait, wait, wait.
Lego wheel.
Is it a Lego wheel, or
It
is it a
says-
Lego
oh, here we
wheel
go.
created by Lego? That's a
Lego.
wooden toy.
When I spoke
it-
to Lego
because if you're talking about the
personally,
duck toys,
when I spoke to Lego personally, to the guy that invented it, he
yeah.
didn't specifically go through all those details.
well, I'm
It
just
just
wondering,
says
that's a little bit of a
1961.
funky statistic.
Old Kurt
Oh,
didn't
funk.
tell you.
Yeah.
He didn't
Kurt.
specify.
The winner.
winner.
So
Well,
I got a
I'm going to
question.
have to buy him
Wait,
a tiny.
He gets a Lego for that.
He gets
I
a
get
Lego.
Lego for
For
Christmas.
that, he would
Absolutely.
have a
Well, I
Lego
got
for
one for
Christmas.
you.
Well, I don't know for
What does the word? What is the origin of the words Lego?
Lego?
It comes from a Dutch.
Do I look like I didn't grow up with Legos like you did. I wouldn't have
Well,
a clue.
you asked the question about Legos. We're asking.
So the
questions
answer is I don't know.
You don't know.
The answer is you don't know.
Do you guys
don't know.
remember?
Is it late dot, which is like play well?
Yes, and
Play well.
and Dutch.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Play well
or in
in
Hollandaise, yeah.
Play well in Dutch. Oh, Stephanie Devada from CVille
Hey,
Picnic is
Stephanie.
watching us from New York. She says, love the hats.
Oh,
Love the
thank
hats.
you.
So that's why we have them, Stephanie. We have them. We love them too. That's why
We're trying to improve the
Christmas
face
spirit.
with the hat.
We're
you
trying
know
to
what I mean?
think this is a good look. This is a better look
Yeah.
than just having the four of
Just
us on.
for fun.
And Elizabeth from Montana says that they're one of the few houses with Wi-Fi in Montana, but it's just for us. They have Wi-Fi so that they can
Well,
watch
thank you, Elizabeth.
Today
Thank
Mañana. So thank you.
That's funny.
Oh, a trivia has come in for us.
Uh-oh.
From Kevin Higgins. Asked
Hey,
what
Kevin
was the
Higgins.
number one song in 1961.
White Christmas. No, that was way before
That's
that.
gotta be
Yeah,
before.
I'm
That's
just kidding. I'm
gotta
just
be
kidding.
before.
In
1961.
1961.
Was I? What?
No,
I
you
was
were
only
alive.
6
Yes, you
years
were. I was
old,
about to
Kevin.
say
I
you-
just want you to know that. It's not like I might look a little older, but I was just
He was
6
only-
years
you were
old.
only
So,
six.
and at 6,
The number
it was La
one-
Bamba back when in Cuba.
The
So
number one song
Was it Feliz
61.
Navidad?
in
I
61.
don't know.
And
Was that a little early for
I
Feliz
think
Navidad?
Yeah,
no,
it's a little
yeah,
early for
yeah.
Feliz.
19
I'm guessing this is post Frank Sinatra time.
No, not
So 19
necessarily.
Number one song. Oh boy.
is it talking like Christmas song or just
No, it says
overall?
number
Just
one
number
song.
one
Number
song,
one song.
1961. The Beatles came a little after that too. I was going to say I Want to Hold Your Hand, but maybe. I was
yeah, but
actually because it couldn't be that.
That can be our official guess. Is I
mean,
want to hold your hand by
I-
the beat.
No, I wish
not
it were
'cause
Madame Butterfly, but I know
'cause
it's not.
Like I'm saying, so I was 6 years old. I was in Spain. I wouldn't even know that, right? So it couldn't be I Want to Hold Your Hand because I was here
Oh, you
when
were
that
here
song
already.
came out, I believe.
So
Kevin, you're just gonna have to let us know. In the,
You can-
in
so
the
it has to be-
comments.
we are stumped. That was an easy one to
Stump,
stump us
that's
on.
I know. We're,
Just ask us.
Maybe like a Dean Martin song or something. I don't know.
That's what I'd be thinking. Like a Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra or
Frank
Dean
Sinatra,
Martin.
Dean Martin.
In the
Hey,
in 61.
Bumble.
I don't think it was
Mambo
Mambo
Italiano.
Italiano. No. That one I suspect it was not.
All right, I like that song. So I
Oh, it's a
figured-
great song. I don't think it was the number one song in 1961. Maybe in the Urpí household.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It would have been the number one song.
Cameron, you're gonna have to enlighten us because
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
just gonna have to put it in the
there's
put
a
it
lot
in
of
the
old
feed,
songs that I know,
and
but
I'll
I
read
just-
it.
We gave up already.
Yeah.
I bet you Mama might be a lot closer.
Mama Urpí
Mama
probably
Urpí,
would have
if
to
you're
be a lot
watching, send us a text, and we'll
Yeah, she'll
and you
take-
know
by the time
the
she sends
answer.
a text, it'll be like,
I know,
the show be
forget the
over.
show be- That's not true.
Almost over.
No, she
I'm
likes
sure
to text
she's
me a lot
watching. I'm
about
sure
how.
she's watching. She'll let us know what she thinks.
Let's see. No, we'll text yet.
What she thinks about it.
Oh, thank you, Kelly Chambers, for watching,
Oh, thank you, Charlie, for
and
watching.
Johan Torres for watching.
Johan, Feliz
Un
Navidad,
placer.
Johan.
Feliz Navidad, Johan. Oh, so great to have so many people
See,
watch
it's
us
nice to
today.
be able to see. We spoke Spanish. We did our job for today.
We did some Spanish on the show this morning. There you have it. So I know we've got some other Nick has prepared
Well,
for us.
so Nick, obviously yesterday I'm saying, boy, he's working hard. He's doing all this research, and then
It turns out, as
turns
usual,
out this is the kind of research he was
So
doing
this is
yesterday.
trivia.
Trivia.
Oh, no.
For the entire the other 3 Urpís, and because of the fact that I collected all the information, I know.
Yes,
all
he
the
isn't
answers.
fair though. That means he never gets to be wrong.
Well, we
But,
can make
yeah.
something up later,
That's
and
true.
he'll never get it
I
right
look
anyway.
informed because of the fact that I have all the answers. So okay.
all right,
well, no,
all right.
so-
What do we got? What do we got here?
So well, there's a whole bunch of different countries, so we can start with. Okay, here's one. So how do I phrase this? Okay.
Oh wow, this
Those,
really went
those are
far.
tough
collect-
trivia
I
questions.
couldn't even
How do I
mention
phrase
tough
this?
questions.
I
That's a tough
collected the
trivia
information, then realized I have to now put it into a question. Okay, do you know any traditions? So here's a tradition from which countries celebrate the tradition of the posada, where groups parade through the town, knocking on
that'd be-
doors, singing, and asking for lodging?
Mexico, no?
There's 3.
There's 3 that do it.
There's 3 that do it.
Oh, so Mexico's one.
Mexico.
Mexico is one.
Mexico.
Let's see. Posada.
I mean, Jorge Posada was born in Puerto,
Puerto
Rico,
Rico.
but
I don't think
know if
that. I'm not
counts.
sure that counts. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna guess Honduras. I'm gonna go.
Honduras?
is one of the
Honduras?
Why
countries.
Honduras?
I'm just doing a total
He
guess.
said he's guessing.
Total guess. Total
Um,
guess.
Chile's with Ande-
I have no idea.
What's the third
Think
one?
proximity.
No, that's what exactly I'm
Proximity.
thinking.
That's
It's got to be
gotta be
close to
close to
Mexico,
Mexico.
right? So,
Right.
I mean, there's
Guatemala?
Panama,
Guatemala.
Guatemala.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Was Honduras also right?
No.
Oh, Honduras,
Honduras
not-
is wrong.
Wait, is Mexico right?
Yes,
Okay,
Mexico
wait,
and
don't say the
Guatemala.
third one then.
El
Mexico,
Salvador?
Guatemala.
No, this one's not proximity anymore.
Oh, this now we're no longer.
Oh.
Now you got to
proximity?
take a boat.
Take a boat. Well, in South America, you can actually, you don't have to take a boat.
Yeah, you do.
No, once you get into
can't get
Oh,
from Mexico.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, well,
There
from
you go.
Mexico.
Puerto Rico.
You
Puerto
can't
Rico,
go.
where's Posada?
Where's Posada?
Oh, where's
See?
Posada? You know, that's
But
probably why.
that's not Latin America.
Well, no, the whole.
Yeah, Puerto
well, I was
Rico's
just
in
Latino.
Latin.
Yeah, they're
No,
all
that's
Latin
not
America.
Central
Cuba,
America.
no, well, yeah, I
That's,
did
not,
all
that's
of-
Caribbean. That's like
Latin
saying
America,
Cuba is
that's
Latin
not-
America.
the whole
Cuba's not
thing.
Latin
No,
America.
Latin America is
the whole
everything.
thing.
You gotta get
Latin
this
America is
stuff
everything
right.
we want it to be.
Oh,
See how they manipulate the
I know,
questions? so we
absolutely.
can't get
Well,
it
dude,
right?
Exactly.
it was kind of funny because as I
He
was
does that
reading
all the
it,
time, doesn't he?
Apparently, especially in the places where they get really into it, they will have a woman dress up as Mary and put her on a donkey, and they just like carry her through the.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
They go. Apparently, in some places they go out. Well, actually,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to stick with Mexico and jump around a little bit.
Okay.
So,
once you asked the plant question, it was like, what
poinsettia,
plant?
right.
What a shame. No, you're supposed to ask the question.
Because I know you know it already.
That was
So-
the idea.
What is wait, the poinsettia question was on Real Talk with the
Yeah,
the other
that's
day.
why I
Everyone
wanted to
knows
ask
the
it,
answer to
because
that question.
Keith,
got
we're
the
shouting you
answer
out. You had that question, but here's a question for. And listen, if everyone in the audience wants to shout in, go
Yeah,
ahead.
if you beat Xavier to this question.
So
we'll
this
do
is a two-part
That's
question.
easy.
What is
Beating Xavier.
the
Giving them a
so
lot of time.
the poinsettia came from Mexico. Its
Okay.
origins is Mexico,
Right.
but it has a different name in Mexico, right? So what is the Mexican name for the poinsettia? And do you know when and who brought it to the United States where it became an American?
Is Johnny watching this?
Johnny Ornelas.
Johnny Ornelas. I don't know.
I hope you're
Let me-
watching.
let
so
me-
you can give it
Give me
Yeah,
some answers.
question.
Text me.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, is this like a trick question? Is that the Mexican name for poinsettia? Poinsettia?
No.
Okay, I thought it might be like trick.
Flor de Navidad.
Close.
Oh, okay.
Very close. But it's not Navidad.
I got the floor. I got the floor right.
It is a floor.
See?
It is a
I
flower.
got half of it right.
So,
Is
Flor.
Flor de something?
yeah, Flor de
Okay,
is
Flor
something.
de invierno?
No.
Okay.
Flor de salud. Flor de
You're very close, but
Noel.
close, but no.
Flor
At least you're in
de-
the same. You're not like stretching now.
Flor de Noel. Flor,
Flor
de.
de Nochebuena?
Yes.
Yeah.
Florida.
Very
Alex is
good.
very good.
Oh,
Oh, thank you, Eddie
got it.
Moreno, for watching.
What you
Thank
do?
you.
What you do? They
No,
gave
no,
us-
no,
they gave
no.
him all the answers. That's
No,
what it is.
I did not.
Mikey,
No, I
think
did not
it's a-
cheat. No, I
this
did
is
not
great.
He gets all defensive as if
He's got the computer.
yes,
He's
you
got
said,
like this. I
you
see
said
him
it was
fingers.
close. I said, wait,
Buena
if it's
noche.
Navidad is Christmas Day, Noche Buena is Christmas Eve.
Judah, you're also allowed
Don't get
to
the
jump in if
Judah
you know
can
the
jump in.
answer.
No, he's got the internet too over there. It's not fair.
Yeah, you're not allowed to look it up, but if you know, just shout it out. So,
Oh,
okay,
thank
so
you, Eddie Moreno. Eddie Moreno is watching.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah,
I was so
no,
busy
that's
thinking
okay.
of Noche Buena.
We like Eddie, so he can have
He
two
gets a double
shout-outs.
shout out.
Yeah, he
Double
gets
shout
double.
out.
So who brought it? So when did it? You can either answer any of the questions, whether who brought it back
Why you look at me? Well, look
or
over there
Mexico,
when he
because
asks
I
these
want you
questions.
to answer. And
Who brought it back?
who brought it back? When you can
Who brought what back?
Yes, the best poinsettia to
Is
United
it, is it a
States.
famous person or is it some random name?
It's a random person.
Because that's pointless. So the question is when. When?
Okay, fine. What year roughly? You can just do. You
What
can do
year?
a decade.
1492.
No, that's way too far back.
14.
Columbus arrived. He went to Mexico, brought it to the United States, left.
Oh, boy.
Well, at least give us like a century. This way, at
Okay,
least
it's in the 19th century.
19th
Okay.
century. 19th century.
19th century.
So what does that make it?
That's the 1800s.
1800s.
So I'm going to go 18. So Mexican-American War was in the
1890.
1830s. No,
1830s.
Yeah, 1830s. So I'm going to go 1835.
I said you could guess a decade, but if you want to be
Oh,
specific-
1830s. 1830s is my
I'll
guess.
go low. I'll go 1870s.
1890s.
It was a little earlier. It was actually when after Mexican independence in 1821. So you're a little late
Oh,
on the
I
Mexican
was
War.
He was close, though.
And who brought it?
Joel
1920s.
Roberts Poinsett brought them back. He was
Joel Roberts?
Joel Roberts Poinsett. That's his name.
Oh, hence
That's how
poinsettia.
it became the poinsettia. It was named Joel Roberts Poinsett. He was the first U.S. ambassador to Mexico.
Well, I should
I
have
didn't
known
know
that.
that.
So he brought back a flower and they named it after him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I bring a flower somewhere when they name
Well,
it?
you got to find one. Yeah, find
yeah,
one.
that's the one that's not
Bring back
already
a flower
here.
for Christmas and be like, yes, this is now the Christmas flower.
This is the Christmas flower.
So here's another. There's one country.
Do you have like any questions that like any of us would possibly
Well,
know?
I would hope
He wants
so.
himself to look very smart, so he has to.
Well, he did all this.
that's
It
impossible.
took him all day to do this research.
Okay, here's one. There's only one country that is different from the other countries in Latin America that it calls Christmas La Pascua, not Easter. Christmas is Pascua.
Oh.
Which
in
country
Latin
is
America.
it?
There's
Yes.
a country in Latin America that Christmas is Pascua.
Yes, and it
Interesting.
apparently was brought over by German. It has a German and Italian
Argentina?
immigrants that brought the pan de Pascua.
Argentina?
No.
Venezuela?
I threw in that. I mean, it's true, but I also knew that you'd pick Argentina once I said German and Italian immigrants.
Uruguay.
No. One more guess. Till the chili outside.
Chile.
Yep.
Chile.
I was going to say Chile. We
Chile.
always just say Chile. It's
Yeah,
just
those
because
are- No, but I
it's
thought
not
that's
that. I
interesting.
remember I
It's
saw
called-
that. It's just some countries come to my mind faster. It's the
Well,
ones that
sometimes
are-
you're trying to guess the proximity to the other countries that you know had those
Yeah.
immigrant populations. I mean,
Yeah,
it's hard.
true.
But at the same time, it's funny because, it is kind of interesting that everyone's got something different because apparently, like El Salvador, they do shoot fireworks on Christmas.
Oh wow!
Oh, I didn't know that.
And apparently, there's a.
So now you're telling us.
But it is
Well,
summer. It is
well,
summer
'cause-
there. Isn't
That
it?
is true.
So it's
That's-
easy to
that's
shoot
right.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if you want, I'll do one last one. El Día de las Velitas, the day of the little
candles, little candles,
on
yes.
December 7th, when it started
December 7th.
because
Okay.
it's December 7th. It started because in 1854, Pope Pius IX declared the Immaculate Conception to be the official dogma of the Catholic Church. Which country is known for celebrating that
The Dia de las
Velitas?
Velitas.
Velitas. For the Immaculate Conception.
Yes.
It's Latin American.
That's right after
Yes.
Saint Nick Day.
It's and
So-
well, I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
say
no,
if
let
I'm
me,
wrong where it is.
I mean, is it Macedonian?
Nope.
Oh, you're
No,
right.
I'm not gonna-
Macedonia
I'm
is
not gonna-
already of Guadalupe.
I'm not going to pick the same country twice. So any
Okay.
country that you've already been right on is not going to be
Yeah,
that.
just busted.
Really?
Macedonia is already of Guadalupe is the patron.
Argentina.
Dia de las Velitas, Argentina.
Venezuela.
No.
no. You should just kick everyone.
El Salvador.
We're just gonna keep
Yeah,
guessing.
El Salvador I already just told you about. I said it wouldn't be one that
Cuba.
No.
No.
Colombia.
Cuba wouldn't do
Yes,
that.
Colombia.
This is called a guessing. This is a
Well, that's
guessing
what it
show.
was.
The guessing
Yeah.
game.
Colombia.
Did you want one more? Last one?
You didn't throw Cuba in there at all.
There is a
I'm
Cuba
very,
one, actually.
I'm very depressed.
Oh, wait, before we do last one,
yes,
we have another question from Kevin, who asked.
Did he give us the answer, Kevin?
He did not give us the answer, or at
Oh,
least I'm
come
not
on,
seeing it
Kevin.
on my feed, the answer.
Kevin, you have to give us
one.
that answer, because now I won't be able to sleep all night.
But he asks us, what percent was GDP growth in 1961? And I'll double it. What was GDP growth, and what was the GDP in 1961? Because as an example, so GDP today is $23.19 trillion. So the size of the entire
1961.
U.S. economy today is $23.19 trillion. What was the size of the U.S. economy in 1961, and how much had it grown that year?
Did you look that up?
I looked it
Oh,
up.
okay.
I looked it up, so I'm going to
So you're not allowed to
cheat on
answer
this one. I'm
this
not going to
question.
answer
Okay.
this one. Kevin
I
asked the
have,
question, but I looked this one up.
I'm not exactly sure.
Just
You
just
were
a
alive,
guess.
Pops.
Give a big number.
That was a lie.
You were alive.
So I'll say that GDP was 2.5 trillion.
Okay.
And in 1961, I mean, 60s, oof. I'm just taking a wild guess here, 1961. It was up 3.8%.
Okay. So you were anybody else, any other guesses?
Okay, so
Mikey, what are
for
you
me,
guessing?
I will guess that the GDP was 100 billion, and GDP was up, I don't know, 2%.
Okay.
I'll cut the difference. I'll say it's 500 billion and around 4%.
Okay. So you win on GDP growth. It was 2.6%.
Okay.
Right. You win on the size. The size of the U.S. economy was 500 million.
Million.
Did you say million or
I
billion?
said
Billion, it's got to be
Billion.
billion.
No, it was five. No, so in that case, you're all
So
wrong.
I was close.
You were close. Then he wins on both then. The
Wow.
GDP of the United
Interesting
States
question,
in
Kevin.
1961 was 560. Oh no, that's 560,000 million. You do
Yeah.
win.
I do.
It's
Yeah,
560.
I said it can't be
Yeah, I know, it's-
500
it has to be
million.
billion.
It's
It's like, no way.
562,000 million, which is
Yeah.
562
Okay, yeah.
billion.
Wow, that's amazing.
1,000 million.
$500 billion.
grown
We've
in
gone from
GDP.
500 billion to 23
Well,
trillion.
a funny thing is somebody did a study and they said if we had grown, and this is the importance, everyone thinks 1% difference in GDP is not that big a deal. If we had grown 2% instead of, on average, instead of 3% on average, then between basically from the end of World War II to the 2000s, we would have had half the amount of GDP per capita. So just
Wow.
imagine, so it's sort of like imagine the country with half of the amount of growth.
Wow.
But that's
Crazy.
it amplifies, like that extra percent of economic growth is essential. It's not something that you
It's
can just
huge.
sacrifice.
Power of compound
Yeah, it's not,
interest.
it's not trivial. Well,
It's
the
not trivial
thing
at
is
all.
obviously the bigger you grow, once you get to 10 trillion, 1% is huge, right?
Yeah.
Of
You
course,
know,
yes.
and
It
that's
starts.
the issue.
It grows
It just starts
exponentially.
exponentially. Yeah,
Grows exponentially.
exactly.
We have some Christmas wishes. Eddie Moreno says the Inca Grill Peruvian cuisine family wishes you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas
Merry
to the
Christmas.
whole
Thank you,
Peruvian cuisine family, the whole Inca Grill family. We love
Did
you
you
guys.
have
We
any
love Inca
trivia
Grill.
on
I was
Peru?
saying, I was
We love
saying
Inca Grill,
Merry
and then-
Christmas to Liz Marie and Anthony from Healing Moon Company. that they
Yes,
were-
buddy, thank you for wishing us Merry Christmas.
see,
We
do
wish
I have-
you a
what was
Merry
the-
Christmas
Peru,
too.
you got anything on
Peru?
Peru?
No,
They
actually,
don't celebrate
don't have-
Christmas? I mean,
No,
they research
no,
history.
I forgot to mark down something from Peru.
We're going to have to ask Eddie to tell us a little bit about Peru.
Yeah, if
Christmas.
there's
Christmas.
a Christmas tradition, Eddie,
I mean,
that
it's
you know
possible.
about.
I mean, like in, there are certain countries still. Well, yeah, I think the world's changed enough that a lot of countries celebrate Christmas December 25th, right? With the Santa thing. Because, I mean, for example, in Spain, that was never celebrated as far as Santa Claus was concerned because you got everything on January 6th, the Three Kings, right?
Three Kings came.
That's who brought you gifts. But my suspicion is that given the world we live in now with the internet and all this stuff, I suspect Santa's showing up there now too. I mean, I don't know for sure.
Probably
but-
most places.
But
I mean,
exactly.
it used to be much more varied, because I remember, so obviously Spain did Three Kings. A lot of countries used to be December 6th, so St. Nicholas
St.
Day.
Nicholas,
was when
exactly,
St. Nicholas
exactly.
came. In Germany, of course, it wasn't Santa Claus, it was the Christ child.
Do you know which
Christendom.
Latin American country?
Christendom, which becomes
Christendom,
Christendom,
exactly.
right, would
exactly.
deliver your gifts. So little baby Jesus would come and put
gifts.
gifts in your
Well,
your
there's
Christmas
actually a
tree.
Latin American country that does the
That
same
does
thing.
that?
It's baby Jesus. Do you
Argentina.
know which one? Nope.
Oh,
I think you said that before, right?
tried Argentina multiple times.
No, I didn't because
Venezuela.
yes,
Venezuela. So
Venezuela.
Venezuela, it's still little
Venezuela.
baby Jesus
It's still
that
baby
comes-
Jesus.
That comes into your
The
gifts.
only last trivia I had was about Cuba, and apparently in Cuba, they're in the town of Remedios. They started a tradition called the parandas, which is
Some kind of dance? Or
you
music?
caroling. You sing. You basically you find someone and you sing very very passionately at them.
No wonder I'm so good at singing.
Yeah, apparently
that
it's
comes.
sort of like
That's-
very aggressive
Between
caroling.
that and dancing, I
Okay.
got it all.
Well, you're good at. Well, apparently, the Cuban blood means you're good at. Not good at singing. Remember, it means you're good at singing passionately at
Passionately.
someone in a very loud voice.
That's right.
So
No,
apparently,
no
you can do that
tone,
well.
no tune, but
The
I'm
tune
able
is
to-
irrelevant.
but with the
The
loud
tune is
voice.
irrelevant. You sing it passionately with a very loud voice.
Yeah.
It's like aggressive caroling.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately, of course, you don't know how to play an instrument. It's also included instruments. But
I play the bongos. What are you talking about? What
yes,
do you mean, yes, sir?
we'll bring the bongos on and see how well you can do the bongos.
The bondos.
Mikey, don't I play the bongos well?
You always playing drum
See?
well. You could play on any surface. There you go.
Yeah.
There you are.
There you go. He doesn't even
I
need
don't
a
need
bondo.
anything.
He's got the.
Oh, thank you, Jerry
he's
Miller,
got
for
the
watching.
table. Oh, Jerry Miller is watching us today.
Yeah, thank you,
He'll have to
Jerry.
answer some of the questions. Absolutely.
And next time you be here and you answer these questions from Kevin, Jerry.
the challenge questions.
The challenge ones. We love it, Kevin, but still, at least
those
you're up.
those were great questions.
Yeah, they are good
Yeah.
questions.
Those
yeah.
are great
We're
questions.
gonna have to look up the song in '61.
I tried. That one I couldn't figure out. So
Maybe there wasn't one. Maybe that's the whole key.
that's just,
Maybe-
because
maybe
there were
Kevin-
multiple.
maybe
there had to
Kevin.
be a song that was most popular. That's
There had to be a
impossible.
number.
It's Caruso
a number
by-
one song. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that was.
Ask
the song.
Mrs. Urpí to look it up for us and tell her to text me
Mrs.
so I look
Urpí,
good.
we'll look it up. Mrs. Urpí says to make sure that Nickolas doesn't go into any Roman trivia this morning. Otherwise, she
No,
needs
that's
another
not what
cup
I
of
got.
coffee.
I got a different text from Mrs. Urpí saying to make sure that Mr. Urpí doesn't sing on the set.
There's a lot of
Just
don'ts
for that.
this morning.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I'm gonna
don'ts
have to
this
sing
morning.
something.
Cristel, if you were wondering what the boss is doing, she's bossing. That's what
That's
it is.
right.
She's
She
letting
make-
us know.
She make sure we
who
look
needs to do
good.
what.
that we don't.
Made sure this, made sure that. Well, she's just trying to make sure we still look good.
Yeah.
She's taking good
As-
care of us
as
to make sure we
He's
look
making
good.
making sure the show doesn't go off the rails.
Exactly. She wants to keep everything going nice and smooth.
And we haven't been drinking
On the
yet.
show.
This is fantastic.
I know,
Imagine if we had a couple
we're not
of
even
shots of
indulging
that.
in the Damson Gym. We're saving that for tonight. We're just showing it to people.
Tonight.
One day we're gonna
Well,
come
I
in, the
thought-
cups are gonna be gone, and Jerry's gonna be like, nah, you guys.
I thought we were doing a happy hour like in like European time or something.
Yeah.
mean,
well,
it's-
it's happy hour somewhere.
It's
You've
happy
heard
hour
that
somewhere
one,
in
right?
the
It's
world.
5
I've heard
o'clock
that
somewhere,
before.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere,
It's
as they
still
always
true.
say.
You know that?
Always.
We got the answer. So the number one
Ooh.
song in 1961, Kevin says, was "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?" The Shirelles.
Oh, will you still love me?
No, you're not supposed to
tomorrow?
sing.
No singing on air.
That's-
No singing on
I
air.
know it. I'm trying to.
You're
I'm
not-
trying
yeah.
to show Kevin that I know the song.
That doesn't prove, you
That
know.
doesn't prove anything.
I'm not sure that bears any resemblance.
Well, it was close enough to me. To
Close
my
enough.
ears, it sounded pretty good.
Kevin, I hope you're still watching. After that, you just
Thank
sound
you,
like
Kevin. No, so, will you still love me tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a great song.
1961.
You guys probably don't.
I don't think I've heard that one.
I know. Mama has heard that for sure.
Mom has heard it.
Yeah, I used to sing to her all the time.
Somehow I doubt that. She said yes, so we know you didn't sing.
Yeah, you see.
So we know you didn't sing to her. She said yes when you proposed. That's the proof. The
Well,
proof
that was the Impala. You know.
Alex is getting
proof
funnier
is
and funnier on this
I know
show.
it's
thank
true.
you, I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
His
Well, I
sense
had
of
to
humor
practice.
his sense of humor is improving.
I'd have to
Yeah.
practice.
At
a
your
couple days
expense,
ago.
but it's improving.
They're always at my expense.
His expense, and the other day on Jerry's expense, where everyone was very impressed.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, I
right.
appreciate
Jerry's
that.
No wonder
not gonna have
Jerry's
you back
not here.
on. Yeah, he's like,
He's like, I'm not going to do this again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this again. If they didn't see me
Called
like
me
that.
out on the show. Keith's gonna be like, I should have Alex too, just to have somebody
should have
defend
Alex
me
more
when,
often.
when Jerry jumps in.
Kevin says he just figured out where the mute button is on his phone.
That's a
Good, very good. Very
I got to
good.
meet this Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You think that's bad, Kevin? You should see at home. We have no mute button.
there is no mute
When
button
I'm singing
you're
and dancing
live.
at the same time.
Exactly.
When you're live, there's no
After
mute.
dinner, after a couple of glasses of wine.
Mommy likes it when I dance with her, right?
That's true.
She starts laughing,
That's
but
true.
that means she's having a good time dancing. That's what it means.
Yeah,
That's
but it's like the
that's
old thing,
exactly
the
what
old
it
saying
means.
though is laughing with you versus laughing at you.
As long as she's laughing, that's all
As long
counts.
as she's
My
laughing.
goal in life is to make her laugh, and I am succeeding every single night after 2 glasses of wine. That's all that counts.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't
So, I
say
mean-
what I'm thinking on the air, just letting you know.
So our other thing. So
What?
where have you guys been lately? That you? I know you just went.
Oh,
eat
I
the
would take
Peruvian
a Peruvian grill. Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, but
I went with a buddy.
he's like everywhere.
yeah,
He is everywhere.
That's because I like being.
So if you had
I like eating. I
favorite
don't know if
places
you knew
that you have been lately in Charles. I won't ask favorite places entirely.
Well, part of the
No, that
fun is,
would be
like,
that wouldn't be
That would
fair
be the
because
too many.
there's so many
There's so
good
many.
places that
There's
to
so
pick
many.
a
So
favorite.
where have you been lately that you're really excited about?
Well, lately, to be honest with you, lately I haven't necessarily been to a tremendous amount of places. We've been going back to some of our old favorites. Guajiros Miami Eatery.
Guajiros,
we love
okay.
Guajiros. They've been, and you know what I love is that the interesting thing about Guajiros is that we've been going there since they started on Pantops, right?
When they
So-
started in Pantops, in
They-
29, right? When didn't they start in 29?
It was near.
Off 29 wasn't Pantops.
Where is it?
Guajiros started on, so they used to be on
I'm
29.
sorry, not Pantops.
On 29.
On
Okay,
29
that's what I
by,
No, I thought maybe you started
No, for
going
some
there
reason,
even
yeah.
before they existed.
No. Yeah, like we were going. Yeah, there was another place called Guajiros.
yeah, they used to be on
Harvey's
29.
probably
and
saying,
now they're-
Harvey's
was
like
there
the
another Guajiros out there? I didn't know.
Nick's
Where was the
drunk
Guajiros on
there. He doesn't
Pantops?
remember. Yeah, no, I made a mistake. I didn't mean Pantops.
So
But,
you've been there recently?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I've been there recently.
And
They've
got
been
there-
adding. And they add stuff all the time. They had the coquito. They had the
coquito.
pizzas. They added the breakfast
Toquito.
tacos,
So for
which
those
are
who don't know,
amazing.
what is Toquito?
Coquito is the Puerto Rican eggnog, and when I ordered it, I did not expect it to be pre-spiked, and it was. This
Oh,
was
it
a
was-
bit,
it
it
was
was a
good.
lunch, but it was good. It was delicious, and
So you didn't tell me it was pre-spiked when you
I
ordered
didn't know
for
it was
lunch.
pre-spiked.
Wow.
Well, you found out that night when we had the head night, and we're like, oh, this.
No. I let Daddy know right away. I was just sort of
Harvey,
Pops,
we're like,
you-
Harvey
he
is the
he was
man.
going like this
Harvey
to me.
spiked it for
he
me.
Says, yeah.
That's just
I said,
Harvey's
"You're
the
gonna have
man.
to
He
keep-
spiked you.
Yeah, no, Harvey.
He
You can
knows
always
to
trust Harvey
spike
to
that
spike your
eggnog.
drinks. He's a great mixologist.
He knows to spike that tortito.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, oh, it's Nick. Don't worry, he can take it.
He can handle it.
And then I followed up with a Cafe Danilo just to make sure that after the dip, I
Oh,
went
wow.
back up.
You went back up. Wow. Okay.
But
No wonder you were working so hard that after.
So
Yeah, I
tho-
know.
are those
Back.
your 2 favorite things of Guajiros?
the Cafe Danilo.
What's
has
your
to be
favorite
one of my
thing? What's your
Well, I know
favorite
you
thing
guys
about
love
this?
that.
Well, I think we all have. It's hard because
So everything is good.
I have to admit the pan con lechon.
That is good,
If,
yeah.
if I had to have
But you know-
one last
yeah,
thing at
but- yeah.
Guajiros and Harvey was like, you
But
can't
you know
come
what's
anymore,
interesting,
you can only
though?
have one thing, and I would probably say I'd give the pan con lechon.
Yeah. How about you?
I really like the croqueta sandwich.
Yeah, so I was going to say the same thing. I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I like literally all of them, and I've had them all, right? But every time I take a bite of the croquetas, it truly brings back memories because I grew up with croquetas, right? Not that I didn't grow up with lechon, but there's just something about I eat, like I take a bite and I taste the croqueta and like right away, you know how Proust said, eat a Madeleine and the memories come back.
Memories come
it's the
back.
same thing, So that's probably like my favorite to like wake up memories.
This is a tough one. I do love the pan con croquetas, but I think I'm going to go with Nick. The pan con
because-
lechon.
no, the
I mean, if
lechon is
Harvey said like you were banned from Guajiros forever, you have one more meal.
It's the
It's the
lechon.
pan con lechon.
We keep this up, we might do that. No, but
It might not even be.
nobody
pan con
here
lechon.
chose
Harvey
a
Danilo and
classic
Sebastian all
cubano.
get together and like
The
they
classic
can't come.
cubano.
I mean, I love the
Isn't
classic
that amazing?
cubano,
Yeah.
but the pan con lechon is just so
You
good.
guys
The
just
way
like-
they make it.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
you know firsthand that we are pork fiends, so it's a little.
Absolutely.
It is
The
a
pork,
little
the way he
difficult.
makes-
Well, let me see.
yeah.
Pork, beef, turkey, chicken.
Oh, and the flavor,
goose.
the way they
pork,
make
especially
it.
pork. It's
It's
like,
like,
some
what
special.
don't you like?
We have a special relationship with pork. Even my fiance knows.
Notice
about my
I didn't
special
mention any
relationship.
vegetables up there.
We're reverse vegans.
Reverse vegans. Anti-vegans.
I want to say anti.
You're right.
that-
We're not against
Your mother-
veganism.
we're just
We're
reverse.
just,
Say
yeah,
hi
we
to
just don't
Abuelita.
indulge.
Abuelita's
Abuelita
watching.
from New York.
Hola, abuelita, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, abuelita. Thank you for watching.
Espero que tienes el volumen muy alto para que sí nos oigas bien.
Sí.
¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué dijo?
Abuelita también le gustan los croquetas.
Oh, y tanto. O sea,
Sí, claro que sí.
a la abuelita le gustan las croquetas y cocina muy bien las croquetas.
No.
No sé si todavía las cocina bien, pero she was very good. She was an excellent cook.
Understood. Yeah.
I'm
sure.
I've been very fortunate because my mother was an excellent cook, right? Nona, your grandmother
mother-in-law
was an excellent cook, right? Which is my mother-in-law.
And now
yeah,
Mama
Mexico.
is-
And our mama is and I mean, with all due respect to Nona and Abuelita, right? Is the difference is mom is like she cooks like
Well,
every
she learned
single
them both.
country that
She
we can.
adds them both, and
Yeah,
then she throws in, I mean,
it's
she
like
did
it doesn't
put-
matter what country it is. She
It's
seems
true.
to be able to excel in.
Exactly.
Except for maybe, I mean, the Japanese is a little
Chinese, yeah.
harder. No, Chinese, she's done great Chinese.
Yeah,
food.
she's done great Chinese
The Japanese
food.
a little harder because it's just
Well,
hard to find
exactly.
that
It's
you
hard
know,
to have the sushi quality fish.
well, yeah,
and-
exactly. It's hard to get all the different fishes in one shot and create sushi, right?
Exactly.
But I've been very fortunate, I mean,
So
you
we-
could always, I mean, I'm every single
You're
night I have a
fortunate.
smile.
As for Mama, we're not sure how fortunate she is.
But she gets to cook for me. How much more fortunate can she be? Remember what I said the other day?
Do we really want to repeat what you said the other day? That's a good question.
Well, it's okay. It's family.
No,
No,
you love
No, of
the
course.
family. I mean, we're
Of
lucky.
course.
We got Mama's
Yeah.
just very talented at that.
Yeah.
I mean, among other things, the arts and crafts and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
What about you? You've been places.
I've been so one last shout out I had recently for the first time the fried cheese at Guajiros.
Queso frito.
It's so good.
Now, you
Queso
guys,
frito with the
I mean,
sweet sauce. Oh,
Mikey and I, we need to catch up because there's
just
a
gonna have to
couple of
go
pla-
and order
like
the
we
fried
haven't been
cheese.
to Inca. Have you been to Inca?
No.
No, we haven't been to Inca, and you guys always.
We invited you.
know.
You didn't
Inca is
When was that?
excellent.
When did
When
you
we
invite?
went.
I was probably busy doing something at home that
Yeah.
you guys were supposed
Well,
to do,
no
but you
offense,
couldn't do it.
but
No offense,
You
nothing.
saw
That's
the
the way
food
it is.
we ate. You know that
Yeah.
that is a priority.
Absolutely.
You gotta go.
No, I
Well, Nick
understand.
and I went to Inca and we had you had the
Taco
taco con mariscos,
and then
which
just
was
the other day,
excellent.
just yesterday, I had the ceviche,
the ceviche.
which was
Yeah,
delicious.
absolutely.
Oh.
And I had the lomo saltado, which was this is
yeah.
it was an amazing dish because like there's the meat in the dish and it's like a stir fry, so it almost has like a mix Latin American Asian quality to it, and then they put the French fries on the side and you're like.
French
I-
fries. You mean French stuff?
Yeah, no, there's fried potatoes.
Fries, okay. Fried potatoes, not
fried
French
potatoes.
fries.
They're not French fries. They're
I'm only
Peruvian
kidding.
fries.
Peruvian fries.
Peruvian fries. They
Now, what
put
was
on the side?
what was that soup that we had was it last week? When,
When we went to the funny thing I was about to say, Johnny Ornelas, if you're watching, give us a wave. Because we went to Guadalajara and we had
Yeah.
the pozole.
Pozole, that was
That
really
was
good.
amazing.
I mean, it's
That
one
That's
of those
very
winters.
traditional Mexican.
Yeah, that's a
Good,
winter
yes.
soup, right? I mean, I think it's a winter
Oh,
soup.
well,
I don't know,
it's
but I mean,
winter
all I
soup. It's very
know is
hearty.
that it's very hearty. So it kind of
It had
reminds
that
me of
corn,
those
the
of
maíz,
those soups
the
that
thick
that
So
you
what's
make
in a
with-
pozole?
So it had that thick maíz that and it had the I
Pork?
think they were short ribs
short ribs.
because they were
Okay.
there were ribs that were cut in half.
That's right, they have
and
bones
put
on
in
them, yeah.
And then what happens is we asked we had a very nice waitress and we asked her because it came with a side of radishes and lettuce and
No, not lettuce. It was cabbage, right?
Cabbage, that's
and
right.
And then they gave us some lime.
we asked her how would you eat it.
How should we? Okay.
And I said, do you stick all this in? How do we eat it? And she said, well, I have it with some lime. And would you like me to bring you some?
That's
and
true.
so we said, yes, please. And they brought us the lime and a little thing, like one of those little container dip things of Mexican oregano. And you were supposed to put it all in there. And so we did, and we put it was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Between the
delicious.
Mexican
It was
oregano and
delicious.
the lime juice and the lechuga and the
Oh boy, that
getting
sounds good.
radishes. Yeah, no, that was very good. I could go for that right
That
now.
sounds
Just
very good.
Big bowl of hot soup.
Yeah.
So that was.
So
very
it's
good.
just for when you think of, I mean, obviously we came from New York, right? So New York has like 1,000,002 restaurants, right? And through my career, obviously we went through a lot of good restaurants, but it's amazing how a city, and I call it small relative to New York City, right? I mean, it's petite relative to New York City. But it's just amazing the quality of restaurants in Charlottesville, right? That you say to yourself, it's impossible to it's like you go there and you go, it's incredible the food that is here, right? And you say, it's as good as any restaurant in New York. I mean, is it the elites of New York? No, but I mean, frankly, I'd rather have what I have here than over there because they're going to charge me $100 for a bowl of soup, which is like, okay, yeah, it's good, but it's $100. I mean, I could have had 20 back home, right? So it's just amazing the quality of restaurants that you have here in Charlottesville and how good they are. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we're
really is.
blessed.
Yeah,
we really are.
And it's not just quality too; it's also the number of different diverse cuisines that
Yes.
are available in Charlottesville too.
Absolutely.
Incan restaurants, Mexican restaurants, Honduran restaurants, different types of food. The other day we went to Meza. It's sort of like a Mediterranean or I don't know, how would you describe it?
Mediterranean. I would do
Yeah.
Mediterranean cuisine. You have American barbecue places here. You have some Italian places, obviously some Japanese places, some Chinese places.
true.
It's pretty amazing the diverse
Thai,
cuisine
yeah.
that
I mean,
we
it's-
You
we're
can
able to
find almost
enjoy.
anything
Yeah.
that you're looking for, and now finally Cuban, which we had long been desiring. Absolutely. I mean, so many great places that are going on.
And more places coming.
Oh, and more coming. It's
Yeah,
true.
we got a lot, because places that go out, they
Yeah.
get replaced by new
That's
restaurants
true.
coming in
That's true.
and buildings, and they so.
Exactly.
they're
Well, in
just
growth. I mean, I
expanding.
don't know if you guys heard. So El Bebedero, which we've had on the
Yeah.
show,
Right.
They're moving
To-
to the larger location that used to be Downtown Grill.
Right.
On the
They're taking the
downtown
whole
mall.
thing? The
They're
whole-
gonna
the
take
whole
that
place?
spot. That
That looked pretty big.
they're
That's
gonna
a
have a
big place,
nice,
yeah.
Wow.
nice spot there.
Maybe when they have their salsa thing, now you'll have the
Yeah, we're gonna
chance
go
to
see.
dance.
We can go see Berto. We can go see Berto
and
Salas
Vincent.
and Vincent.
They
Yeah.
play there every.
Berto and
Wednesday.
Vincent play at El Bebedero.
Hopefully, have a sing along.
Is it no? You could show off your dancing moves.
There you are.
I was there once,
There
and
you
they
are.
started off with Chan Chan.
Who's that
By
guy
Juan
that
Vista.
teaches how to
Edwin
dance?
Roa
Yeah, so
from
I'll take-
from the dance
all I
spot.
need is
He can
one-
teach you.
One little, just one training, one quick training, I'm done. 'Cause
Exactly.
It's,
Edwin
it's
Roa
in there
can-
somewhere.
There
you
you
can
go.
ask Abuelita. It's in there somewhere.
You can go to the Charlottesville Salsa Club. Edwin
Absolutely.
will teach you how to dance, and then you can go and enjoy some time with Vincent and Berto at at the new Bebedero location.
I wonder if they're gonna have a dance floor.
I don't know.
You never know.
I had a really good meal there
I bet it is.
recently at Bebedero. Was it 4 different tacos? I think it was 4 different tacos.
Wow.
4.
But one of them was, one of them was like a fried oyster taco.
A fried oyster.
It was good. The other one was,
Take a
there was a
photo.
lengua taco, I think.
Lengua. That's
Yeah.
tongue, right?
Yeah.
That's tongue.
It's tongue.
Tongue. In case nobody.
Or was a,
Lengua taco.
and then I think there was a braised lamb. It might have been a braised lamb.
There's a big difference.
I know.
How did it taste? Like lamb or tongue?
Braised lamb tongue.
I think it was braised lamb.
Maybe it's a tongue from a lamb.
I
Yeah.
think I was
braised
thinking
lamb tongue.
L for lamb, not L for lengua. I think it was a braised lamb that was so good, so good. And then there was a chicken and a meat, but it was so good, very very delicious. And like unique, like they had different sauces on them, and just very, especially the fried oyster was like out of this world.
Well, the funny thing is, it's just one of those things that all of us try different things, and then like you have to try this, you have to. So it was kind of interesting. Like during the year, so my fiance and I would tease Alex because it just seemed like Alex and his girlfriend would just. Wherever we went, he would try it up like the next week or 2 weeks later. We went to South and Central. He went to South and Central. We went to the Alley Light. He went to the Alley Light. So
It's
it was
true.
kind of funny. It was just so we were bouncing around.
It's true. It's true.
So
You
You were
swapped it up.
the guinea
Yeah,
pig.
Guinea pig.
We went
were
to
the
go
guinea
try-
pig.
And you know what? The funny thing is,
He likes being the guinea pig,
We
though.
never had a bad meal.
No.
That's nice about Charlottesville.
You don't. Oh, we got another comment. Well, a couple people liked in today's post show. We got Heather Wirt.
Hi,
Thank you,
Heather.
Mrs. Wirt, for watching our show. And the column Letty, our old Professor Letty, Professor from PBCC. Thanks for liking today's show. And Elizabeth
I guess he
Miller,
doesn't have any classes today.
Or I guess
what's
he
he
didn't when
doing?
he had
He's
liked. I
playing
guess he
ho-
didn't
he's
when he had
playing
liked. He didn't. Well, no, he had
I'm
classes
only
over
kidding.
PBCC. Yes, of
I
course.
know. I know.
They
I know,
ended.
but
And
nobody
Elizabeth
knows.
Miller says her favorite racing spot in CVille is Tavern and Grocery. Another great spot. Another
Love
great spot.
Tavern
Tavern
and
and Grocery. So it's near
Across from Feast.
Oh, that one. I got you.
across from Feast. Also a great
Great.
location. They have great.
And they changed their menu too.
But no matter what they change,
you have
no
to-
matter what they add to the menu, it's good.
Yeah, like sometimes it's sort of like you have to go. Like if you see something that you want to eat, you got to go get it because it may not
It's
be
gonna
there
be
the
there,
next
yeah.
year.
Well, that's what's good. I mean, when a restaurant does that, I mean, it's actually using the whatever's of the season, right? And that's what you like.
Changes it up a little.
Absolutely,
It's good.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, and they're always known for changing things with the seasons.
Yeah.
And putting it as a really high quality, some good food.
Yeah.
that they have at Tavern Grocery.
It's kind of interesting how like the growth of the tapas style.
Yeah, without calling
which-
it tapas.
Without calling it tapas, because they call them shareables now. So like it was interesting because when we went to the Alley Light, we were looking at the menu, Elizabeth and I, and we were like, let's eat, because we're the type that will go to a place and be like, we like sometimes what the appetizers look like more than the entrees,
Sure,
and be
yeah.
like, why don't we order 3 appetizers and 2 desserts and do that and just get the entrees. So, well, one of the things we asked, like, are these tapas style, are these shareable? And our waitress was like, yeah, everything's shareable. You could that's the style at the Alley Light, is that you order little plates and you share them. So there, I mean, obviously, tapas not in the traditional Spanish sense of like it's finger food that you can pop while you're drinking, but
It's
tapas.
toothpick. They give you toothpicks.
Toothpick.
They don't use fingers in Spain. Okay, just in case.
They might.
No, they use toothpicks.
Do the tripe when you just no.
Well, it's different. The tribe's different.
Yeah, the tripe's different. Yeah,
Tripe is
You
different.
just spoon it out with 2 fingers. right?
Tripa is different.
Yeah, tripa. But it's different. I mean, because like they'll give you a duck leg, but it's not enough to feed.
They give you a whole duck leg. You get these with toothpick.
No, you don't use the toothpick.
Oh, we're not talking about Spain anymore.
We're not talking about Spain anymore. They give you a duck leg
No,
and,
but, yeah,
and a
it's-
cassoulet,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like it's a mini casserole.
Yeah.
But that's
That's a great idea.
because
Yeah.
you get to try all sorts
Yeah.
of different flavors that the
Of
chef's
course.
doing,
Yeah.
and we did end up doing 2 desserts because they were shareable. They're
Exactly.
not per person,
Exactly. Yeah.
so you can split the desserts.
And you get to taste more than one thing.
yeah,
You get to taste all the different flavors that are available to you.
Of course, the difference is that in Spain, the tapas is so you can have your little sherry or whatever it is before your meal. So basically, it's around 5, 6 o'clock.
You're
you have
snacking.
tapas,
Yeah.
right? So in other words, you have the butifarras, the morcillas, all the different kind of sausages or squid or whatever it is in little dishes, and you pick while you have your sherry or whatever else you like to drink, and then you go home, relax, and then you have a meal. You're eating a meal as tapas.
yeah.
That's true. It's slightly different.
That's
Slightly
why I
But
like
they
Spain
also
better. You're eating all day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Eating and sleeping, because then you got
That's right. The siesta. What am I doing here? That's what I want to know.
different. Siesta afterwards. Michael, favorite place you've been recently?
I really haven't been to too many places.
Okay, so favorite place. One of your favorite places at
Um,
all. Whatever you're loving.
I don't know. That's a.
Where do you want to go? You haven't been.
He wants to go to Alley Light. Have you been to?
No, I've
Yeah,
been
he's
to
been to the
Alley
Alley
Light.
Light. He's been
And
to
in
the
fact,
Alley
actually speaking of the Alley Light, we have to definitely send a little shout out to Michael Lamont.
Michael
because-
Lamont,
Michael Lamont, because he gifted us the In Bible, and it's now the second most influential book in our household after the Bible.
It's still first the Bible,
that's
then
good.
The Bible, and then the In Bible.
The In Bible is the second
yeah,
most
because
influential.
It's become very influential.
Give yourself a clap for that one. That's a good line there. That's a good line.
Thank you. But yeah, it's really. I know Nickolas here has definitely been.
he's been
Studying up on his mixology, and
he's had. There's been
we've been
which is the
enjoying
one?
the fruits of his labor.
Which
I
is
would
the
say.
one that you guys made me? Was it for my birthday? The come back from the dead. What's that
The
called?
Corpse Reviver.
Corpse
Yeah, that's
Survivor.
Corpse
Yeah,
Survivor.
Corpse Reviver.
Number
Yeah.
2.
Number
Yeah.
2.
It was
That
his
was-
birthday. He was
That's
turning
good.
66. We just had to make sure in case things were slowing down. He could
Corpse
back up.
Survivor.
We wanted to revive him a little bit that day.
That was good though. That was
Well,
good.
remember the
I
one that we
enjoyed
did
that.
for Thanksgiving was even better.
Oh, that was-
Remember
yeah, that was-
The Washington one?
The French 75.
Okay.
And so it was cognac based, topped with champagne.
Cognac champagne, and you can't go wrong
Well,
with
and then
that.
you've been using his technique
his
to
technique.
make some things with Vitae spirits.
Yes, actually. So shout out to Ian Glomsky of Vitae Spirits for making amazing spirits, but his conifer, and I love
Which is basically like a Christmas
the
tree
Christmas
spirit.
tree,
It
'cause
tastes
they-
like
they
Christmas
took
trees.
As you've seen from our previous episode, they take the spruces, right?
The spruce tips.
So the spruce tips, and he distilled them, and so it was this great, very floral but very earthy, Christmas
Earthy, yeah,
tree
earthy,
flavor. Well, it's kind of a little bit of both. That's
Well, it's
not
got
gonna
the
lie.
floral is a pine flower. I mean, you literally
Yeah,
can. The
it's-
aroma is such that you smell and you go, yeah, you can almost
But
smell
it's
the
not earthy
pine.
like a spice. It's
Exactly.
The flavor is more earthy, but then the aroma that you get, like
Yeah.
the pre-taste and the smell, is very floral. And so like there's this great. So it's like, what do you do with that? So of course I turned to the Bible and I was like, Micah will teach
Turn
me.
the Bible.
The prophet of drink will teach me. And so after reading it, so we came up with like a little thing using macerated pomegranate juice. And I think I added just a little bit of the sugar syrup And it
and
came out
some
great.
conifer, and it was just
Yeah.
it was a total Christmas cocktail.
Yeah.
A totally Christmas
And
drink.
it was great.
Just
Yeah, it was delicious.
really
That was good.
excellent.
And it's
That was
basically
really
that, like, and what's great about that book, just to keep on that, is that, like, it teaches you how to think about making cocktails. It's not just a matter of, like,
Yeah.
throw the kitchen sink at it. Like, you can replace things with formulas and try it out, but it's sort of like, here's, and he goes through the process of, these are traditional ones, and then here's how you elaborate on that, or embellish that,
Exactly.
So I thought it was great. Reading that book was a lot of fun. It doesn't take long to read, because it's not very long, and a lot of it's recipes. However, there's a lot of pictures that are real nice.
What is that?
It's got some great
Pictures?
stuff.
Whole
Yeah,
pictures?
Well, there's
I like
pictures of
Yeah,
what
I like
you
pictures.
can get an
Pictures
idea
I
of
can
what
understand,
you're
man.
doing.
Pictures, graphs, things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Tables.
It's when they start throwing words that's a challenge.
Yeah, you sound like Keith Smith.
Must be the
Start
age.
to-
Well, both from New York. I mean, there's,
Yeah. So
you
there's a
know.
lot of
Both
challenges in New
struggling
York.
with English still.
New York is so visual that we
Exactly.
learn,
There's-
visualize everything.
They have other talents. You get
and then
other talents
once in a
when you
while, they
come
throw
out of New
words
York.
at us. And what is that?
You other talents when you come out of New York.
That's right.
Like singing and dancing.
Well, no, that's just you're
Kevin
born.
Higgins says, "Don't sing while you dance." By the way.
you
Just don't sing while
Just
you
don't
dance.
sing while you dance.
well, I kind of whisper.
No,
sing.
don't do that either.
You whisper sing.
In fact, just sit down.
There you go.
Calm down. You're fine. And a shout out to Melody Robbins for watching the show. Hi,
Oh,
Melody.
thanks for watching, Melody. There, always taking some good pictures.
Oh, she's the best.
Amazing photos
Yeah.
that she has. Sometimes now she'll go out to certain places and like take, not landscapes, but like like when you're in an office building.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
an
take like
architectural
architectural.
photographer, yeah.
Architectural photography. You
it's
found
a
the word
building.
that I was looking for.
Architecture.
Architectural photography. There you go.
You're welcome.
So she's doing some of that now. It just looks incredible. The places she's been finding.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
I like that. I like that. I remember the first time. So my godfather got me into developing my own pictures when I was in, I think this was in college, in black and white. And so once I went out to where the piers in New York, and at that time the piers were just kind of abandoned. Now they've been built up, et cetera. And they had this like wrought iron buildings, and the iron was all messed up and stuff. And I started to take black and white pictures. And after you develop them, you realize some of them were like really neat in a sense. It's like you had all these different forms. Like you go there, you go, just junkyard, right? But when you take a photo at a particular time and of the day and the background or whatever, it's amazing what you can do with photography, really.
Yeah.
And today even more so. I mean, back then you had film, so you had to think about the
course.
pictures, like, do I really want to take this picture?
Some
Or
people
what?
still use them.
But now, but now it's like, let me take 20 and see if one of them comes
Exactly.
out.
Click, click, click,
Exactly.
click, click.
Yeah,
One of
what's
these
that?
got to
One
be
of-
good.
one of
And
them's
now you
gotta
press
be
the
out.
button on the camera and it shoots like.
Yeah, exactly.
You hold the button and it
I
takes
was
something.
gonna say, so Elizabeth and I did engagement photos, and a shout out to Emily Marcella for her photos. That they're
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah, they came out really
But she
nice.
had to do that because she needed at least
Well,
one
Elizabeth,
good with me.
Elizabeth made-
Elizabeth, you don't need
Elizabeth made those fantastic.
Oh no, she made them fantastic, but she had to find at least one where I didn't look awkward in the photo.
All his engagement photos, we just cut out the part of him and just kept.
That's right.
Yeah, like on my
Oh,
phone
look
now.
at his pretty fiance.
I have the one. Yeah, I have the one where just Elizabeth. You only see Elizabeth because you can put it on your phone, so it's arranged such that I only see her. I'm like, that's what I want to see when I open my phone. I don't want to see me. I want to see
Well,
her.
I feel the same way. I don't know what's the reason.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. You're not alone there.
I got
You
my
know,
chest.
We can all sympathize with that. We can all sympathize. So, I mean, I don't want to let today go without, because we did this on the show the other day with Keith and Jerry,
Me, it's already
that we went through
time to.
Christmas
Yeah, it's
traditions,
on time.
favorite Christmas
I haven't
tradition.
done what I wanted to do yet.
What did you want to do?
Just kidding.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
see, it's things like this. See, this is why we warn our guests before they come on. I always say, you know what questions to expect from me, because my job here is to highlight your business, to learn about you. What Xavier's going to ask, I have no clue.
Sometimes we tell him, just don't listen.
Good luck.
Just don't listen.
Good luck.
He's
when
there.
Xavier starts.
He's just there to be
He's
the
just
foil
there.
for Alex. He's
No, but-
Watson.
The foil for
You know
my.
what?
Did you
I
say
like-
foil for my Watson?
No, I've had foil. He's Watson.
He's
He's Watson to my
yeah,
Holmes.
I'm giving
Okay.
myself a clap for that. I like it.
I just want to say the new Watson in the Sherlock Holmes movies are good.
With Robert
right?
Downey Jr.
What's
Jude
like,
Law.
Yeah,
Jude Law.
he's good.
He is good. He is
he's
good.
He's
good.
more like me, I'm sure.
You know what, Pops? This is what we'll give Nick instead.
Thank you, thank you.
There we go.
My favorite song.
I
know
knew
they
we
come
had to
through.
use that at some point during
Yeah.
this. See, Jerry's gonna come back. He's gonna come back and say, "I need to take that
I
away
need that
from
away
you
from
guys.
you."
You guys are having too much fun with this
Too many
toy.
people play with that. Yeah.
Having too much fun with this toy." But no, I mean, for those out there, favorite Christmas tradition that we do in the Urpí
I'm gonna
household.
start with him. I gotta think about it.
Giving me gifts, obviously. No, I don't know. I think it's the fact that we get up and obviously it's one of those things that like we stretch out the entire morning as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's like we take our time, we go, we do the gifts, we do it one by one. It's not everyone ripping stuff open. Like you do one by one so everyone can see the kind of
We
like
got each other
the
and-
care and the effort that was taken
Yeah.
to find gifts for someone else that you love. And then after that, we go and we have a very long breakfast that involves like melting the hot chocolate and making churros or cookies or special bread or something. So like it's not a quick thing. Let's get going and sort of let's stretch out the day and really enjoy it.
Exactly.
So that is your favorite Christmas tradition? Is stretching
Yes.
out the day?
It's stretching out the morning.
That counts,
It's
that
taking
counts.
out
All right.
the
No,
morning.
I'm just trying to
You
clarify.
got a problem with that?
No, I want to clarify this.
Lucrecia Morales from Sombreros is telling us, un gusto verlos juntos, como siempre, excelente programa, felices fiestas, feliz Navidad.
Feliz
Lucrecia.
Navidad,
Feliz
Lucrecia.
Navidad,
Feliz Navidad.
a ti y a Bernardo y a
los-
Daniel y Daniela y toda la familia de Sombreros. Feliz Navidad.
And a shout out, thank you Sheila Jordan for watching.
Oh, thank you, Sheila.
Sheila.
Michael, what about you?
Well, I'm not going to really go into a tradition of Christmas as much as how it's kind of changed over the years, because I think when I was little, and I think others have felt this way, Christmas is all about really the presents that you're going to get.
You
You
get
can't
really
wait to
excited.
see what toys you're
I'm
going to get.
still that way.
Yeah. But exactly, and then you get up and Santa brought all the good presents and all your parents gave you were clothes, But in terms of really,
That was
it's
the
just, Christmas is all about kind of what I was going to get. And then as you age, you begin to realize that Christmas becomes a little different now. It's about the excitement really gets what you're going to get others and going to see what other people kind of got each other. And I think that's really special kind of change as you kind of get older and you take more enjoyment in other people's happiness rather than your own. So
Yeah, I love that. Straight, you become more and more aware as you get older of what you're actually celebrating, which is
Exactly.
the best gift of all.
Yeah.
How about you, Papa?
Man, you guys like steal the thunder,
You
right?
can- you can double up.
Without,
You're-
without,
you're
without
permitted
a
to
doubt.
say-
you had the opportunity.
You had
to
the
go
opportunity.
first.
No, I'm
first,
just.
and you
And you are
passed it on.
permitted to say the same one.
I'm just kidding.
We're allowed to like the
but-
same.
You're not allowed to
traditions.
say ditto.
My-
You have to make it nice.
No. So my favorite thing of Christmas is the hot chocolate. I mean, it is. I don't care about anything else. The gifts, the food, the people. None of that's important. It's just the hot chocolate on Christmas Day. That's the best thing.
I really hope our mother remembers that tonight. When we get a delicious dinner and you'll get an empty plate.
You just get hot chocolate and you're like,
You
that's
don't care
your
about the
dinner
food. Why don't you have some hot chocolate?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's.
Well,
I agree.
dinner,
It's
too.
just so hard because remember when we started our traditions, right? We had a lot of times on Christmas Eve we would try to do the Italian tradition, and on Christmas Day we try to do either Spanish or Cuban traditions, right? But as time has lapsed, I mean,
We do
we've
tons of
we've,
different
we've
things.
changed, right? So that we say, okay, let's do a tradition from this particular country or that country, and
Or
that has
this
been
movie
very
or that
Here, this
movie.
yeah. So exactly. So that's
Which
been
ended
great.
up
But
actually being from another country because if you think about the shop around the corner, because
That
it
was
took place
a-
in Hungary,
that was
a
we had a
Hungarian
Hungarian
meal.
meal.
Exactly.
Which
yeah.
so everyone knows, we're not Hungarian at all.
Yeah.
Any one of us.
No.
But it was still
It
fun.
was still
we loved the
delicious.
food. It was
It
Yeah,
was
delicious.
so I
just
just
so
think,
good.
the traditions sometimes do evolve, right? But I mean, granted, my greatest memories is when you guys were kids, right? Because the coming down and, we had a fireplace and we'd make like I say, we'd put the ashes all over the place and I'd eat half of the cookie, drink some of the milk, and I'd complain how Santa made a mess on the floor and you
remember
guys
that.
was
Do you
like,
mind if I tell the story because I know it's 11:16, but
What
we
the-
can stretch it. With
Yeah, we can stretch it.
So my father had this. So my parents came up with a story that they told us that to keep us in bed so that they could prepare everything, which was we were not allowed to, and not a single person was allowed to see the present before anyone else, or they'd all turn into coal. And of course, being good children, we believe this. And part of and so what we would do is then my father would get up to make the coffee so that everyone could wake up properly, and we were just like itching to go. But we'd be like, Daddy, don't look at the presents because they're going to turn to cold. Make sure you turn away when you're making the coffee. Well, one day he comes into our, because we were little, so we were all in the same room, and he comes in and he goes, guys, I'm sorry, but I accidentally peeked. And all the presents turned into coal. We were like, no, Daddy, how could you do that? We were waiting all year. Why would you do that?
That's my favorite.
So
that's my favorite memory of all.
That's one of
and
our
of course, Mama yelled at you. Like,
Of course.
what are you doing? Why are you
And
doing
Donna yelled
that?
at him, and everyone yelled
So
at him.
for the little kids out there, Santa will not turn your presents into coal if
Yeah.
your parents looked at them.
Yeah.
That's the lesson for today. Your Santa will not. He's not that mean. He loves you, and he will not turn your presents into coal.
Thank you, Alex, for clearing that up.
I just want to make sure that was clear.
I was still nervous about that.
Just in case there are children watching, Santa does come. He does leave the gifts, but unlike
He
what
will
we
not
were
turn
told,
them into coal.
They will not turn into coal. You will get coal if you're bad, but you will. They won't turn into
Exactly,
coal.
they will not turn
just
into
because
coal.
you looked at them earlier,
Exactly,
or because your
exactly.
father was making coffee.
And looked at them.
I must explain
Sheila
that earlier.
says Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Sheila.
Sheila.
Thank you for watching.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry
That's
Christmas to
watching.
everyone.
Feliz Navidad
that's-
también.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y
Y
felicidad.
Feliz Navidad.
To
That's
everyone
right.
that is watching.
Yeah.
No singing.
And then I think so. And then mine, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
echo.
you're
I
good.
do love very much the process of waiting up and doing the Spanish hot chocolate in the morning with the special Christmas dishes and the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And as I get older and older, I do love the meal, even though I know you and especially Mama especially does most of the work for.
I don't think
She
the sous
she
chef-
does
I think
90%.
Yeah,
I
she does
I do
90%. You're the
10%.
sous
Yeah,
chef.
the cleanup
Which is-
crew.
But he
which
does a little work. He
Which
helps
is
a
getting
little
out
bit.
of the way when she
He
says,
helps
"Get
a
me
little bit.
this,"
So I
and
know
she goes,
you do
"That's
most of
wrong
the work
thing."
for that, but I do appreciate that part as well. It's just a lovely thing.
Yeah, yeah. And the wine, don't forget.
Always a
Yeah,
special
wine's
wine.
Special wine
We
for
always
Always
make
a special wine for a special day,
That's important. You know.
to be sure.
And the port.
I was gonna
And the
say,
port,
well,
yeah.
that's
I do
another
like
tradition we
Another
didn't talk
tradition.
about that we love is that every year we open up a port.
I think we need another hour to go through the
I
rest
know,
of the
just
traditions.
keep going.
Well, because let's face it, we keep adding traditions.
Traditions.
Like we go to Williamsburg, or like we'll do, like we keep adding different things,
Yeah.
you know. So, I mean, because that's the thing is like starting traditions is also fun.
Yeah.
Not just having them.
Yeah.
You're sort of like,
Of course.
hey, let's
Yeah,
do
new
this.
traditions
Listen, if
that
the
you can
Winter
pass on.
Wander comes back next year, I
Or-
will
yeah,
definitely
we'll go
say
to the
that I
Winter
will
Wander
go,
again
and
at the
that will
Boar's
be a
Head.
new Urpí tradition because I thought it was fantastic. So I know, I know Jerry's been promoting it. Just so everyone knows they're not promoting our show. I wish they had too, but
This is
we
purely
loved
that
it.
we
This is
actually
pure
loved it.
just the fact that we went and we loved it. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was a great time. They did a fabulous job. There were lights, Christmas spirit. They kept it up, and there was food, drink everywhere, so that you never got cold. Like there were space heaters and fire pits, so that people didn't have to get cold. Like it was very well done. It was.
And that's
beautiful.
and that's the key. I mean, in other words, there's something about all the lights, the spirit, people around, and I remember, Fifth Avenue Rockefeller Center has that huge tree, right? And you go there and it's like so many people. Some people complain, too many people, I can't move around. But that's the whole point. The whole point was like you walk down towards the tree. On the sides is all the angels, right? They have these lighted up angels again, decorated with hollies and things on the way down to see the beautiful Christmas tree. And then there's the ice rink there. But it's like you feel excited about Christmas, about the lights, and you see the angels, you see people having a good time. Some people not having so much good time. But in essence, it's an exciting, part of Christmas. I mean, I used to work literally a few blocks away from this. So every day I took the bus, I had to pass by. But I remember bringing you guys, going there with Mommy and other friends. It's just, again, it's so hopefully, they continue to do that because
I would say everyone has done a great job keeping up the Christmas spirit. When we went to Guadalajara, they had Christmas tree
Christmas
up.
tree,
And when
exactly.
we went to Guajiro's Miami Eatery, there was the Presepio. Because, and so it's beautiful. It also keeps you focused on what's important.
Exactly.
Yeah, it keeps the joy going.
The reason for the season.
The reason for the
Yes,
season and
absolutely.
the joy and the beauty.
Which is all of you and everybody else.
Oh, thanks.
I was going to say it was
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
We already know.
He did. You know what he means too.
Yeah, okay, I'm just checking.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean you.
Absolutely.
I meant the Lord and
You meant the
Savior.
baby
Go on,
Jesus,
yeah,
the baby Jesus coming who comes and gives the gifts
Yes, God
in
coming to
Germany.
man, the gift of himself. You're like, well, it's all of us. It sounds like a Hallmark movie.
He's been watching Hallmark movies
You've been
recently.
watching Hallmark movies.
He loves Hallmark movies.
Not that many this year.
I know.
Yeah, not
You
that
have to,
many.
well, you
But there
just have
were
to
a
catch up.
lot. We just didn't watch as many.
Yeah.
You just have to
Trust
catch
me,
up.
They were definitely.
Oh, were there? Yeah, I don't think we've seen any new ones this year. So
No.
just a couple of the old ones, which we
There you
which
go.
we like.
The classics. The
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming and
For coming.
and
Really
sharing this with
appreciate
us.
it.
You know,
And thanks
I
thank
know
you
it's
for
hard
having
to
the hats.
it's hard to
Thanks
pull
to
you
Emergent
away from your
Financial
job.
Services for the sponsor for providing the hats.
The hats are
These were made
presented
in
by
the North
Emergent.
Pole. They were sent to us from Santa, so
Special.
specially made.
The hats are presented by Emergent Financial Services.
We should
And
have
our
done
show,
the
as
logo.
always, is powered by Cristel Noel State Farm Agency, by Vitae Spirits, right there. Give them a shout out there. By CVille Picnic, by Aqua CVille Hand Car Wash, and by GBS Financial Services. And of course, we are always proud to partner with Forward Adelante, the premier Latino networking group here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Just so appreciative. Thank you, Judah, for a fantastic
Judah.
year. This is our
Judah.
last show of the year. To do our round of applause for Judah.
You know,
He's
this
done
is
such a great job
we're getting
this
to
whole
1 year
year.
anniversary, and I have to admit, it's Judah's made this easy on us,
fun.
Yeah.
Fun. He's a
So
fantastic
I have to
person.
admit, it's I just come in here and the camera's at the right place, the microphone's in the right place, and
Not always. He comes in, and if it's
Well,
not,
once in a
he'll
while, yeah.
come
And if you
fix
mess it up, he fixes it. So.
Exactly.
well, that's what's nice. He comes in. It's not like he hits me, like in school, they hit your head across the head. Say, "What are you doing?" He just quietly
quietly
does
comes
that.
and fixes
Inside of
it.
him said, oh, "That idiot, you don't know what he's doing." I don't
He doesn't know what he's
understand."
doing, but that's okay.
And
So
another
just-
shout out to Liza, of course.
To
Oh,
Liza,
Liza, yes,
who
yes.
makes every
Absolutely.
day fun when we come in
Absolutely,
on the show.
yeah.
So we love Liza, and thank you to Jerry for this
Jerry.
whole opportunity,
Yes,
for being
thank you, Jerry.
the
Jerry,
mastermind
Jerry.
of this. Thank you, Jerry, and thanks for the I Love CVille Network for all the joy that it brings and the,
Yes, it does.
and the
It
love
brings
of
a
our
lot of joy.
community. So just so happy to be on here. We're really looking forward to next year.
We are.
I know it's going to be another fantastic year of Today Mañana, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you then. And I'm going to change up the ending a little bit today. Instead of saying hasta mañana, what we're going to do is wish you all, until next time, Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, everyone.